What the hell?
I got thrown out.
For what?
For being a little sex fiend. Are you with that pervert?
I mean, we go to the same school.
You're such a sellout. That pervert's our boy Belly.
Well, your boy Billy's been bounced. You want to join him? Be my guest, but keep the door closed. Don't let my AC out. You touch my car, I call the cops. You touch my car, I call the cops. You can't hear me, I can't hear you.
What's the best part is watching him react.
Watch him
Rob, yes.
It was, he recreated the performance while the clip was happening.
Here. Welcome back. That's a peek at the new coming-of-age comedy with the full motion, too. 4:30 movie with a throwback to 1986.
A nice throwback, and it comes to us from two masterful talents. We've seen a bit of their work on the big screens, and we are delighted to have them in studio again with us today. Welcome back, the always entertaining comedian Ken Jeong, host of The Masked Singer, kicking off its 12th season tonight, and director extraordinaire and king of classic films, Kevin Smith.
Kids, let me tell you something. Everyone, you find out how famous you are when people start texting you going, you're going to be on GMA 3? I've heard from every relative I haven't heard from in the last 10, 15 years.
That's a good thing.
I have a quick list of shout-outs?
Just want to run through
that make up for all the Christmas gifts I haven't done for years. But my mom is watching. She's in the hospital. She's got a bunch of nurses around her.
I'm so glad she's watching. Yeah,
I told you I wasn't lying. I was coming to TV.
So real quick, this is your first teen film. I love this right here. When real life sucks, real life rules. Why was it important to put it out now and bring it to the big screen?
I mean, I made this flick after it was a year and a half ago, I was in the mental hospital. I lost my marbles. They helped me find it. A place called Sierra Tucson. Great place. Kids, if you're ever in need of mental health, make sure you look into that, man. Never be quiet about it. So when I got out, I was about as fragile as I could be, man. This is the movie, the only movie I could have made at that time. A kind of look back at a more innocent time. You know, when you wind up kind of in a place where I was, you start looking backwards. And this was as far back as I wanted to look because it brought me to a place of comfort. Ken came on set and was absolutely beautiful. I just want to take the moment to shout him out. One of the funniest performers I've ever worked with, who not only did my script, but also ad-libbed a far better movie that I incorporated into mine. But one of the nicest, sweetest people on the planet as well. Now, first day we're shooting. You know, I make movies where people curse all the time and whatnot. That's all they do. First take we do with Ken, I'm action. Ken curses his full head off and stuff. With this movie, we were trying not to do that. So I was like, cut. I was like, man, that was beautiful. We're not cursing this time. He's like, I'm mortified. I'm mortified. I was like, we'll put you in the next Jay and Bob movie. You can curse your full head off. But oh my Lord, to give me that performance that he gave me, and I was telling him before we got on, he wove it whole cloth, like that garment that Mary made for Jesus in the Bible. His performance, which is split up over a couple days, but he wove it whole cloth, and it was amazing. And he was there for me when I was incredibly fragile and maybe not on my best, coming out of where I was. So I thank you so much, man. He's such an amazing guy.
I love that.
Let's talk about this performance, because this character that you play, the theater manager, he's not very likable, which is nothing like you, right?
Right.
So what was it like having to be this kind of unlikable Henri, mean to the kids?
To me, it's why I became an actor in the first place, to play roles, and be in situations that I may not be in real life, and to have one of my heroes to be in a Kevin Smith film was always a big goal of mine. He's one of the reasons why I got into comedy acting, and so for me to be a part of a Kevin Smith film was a dream come true, and just to. And also with the kids, shout out to Austin, Reed, Nick, and Sienna. All four of them were all five of us, this was our first Kevin Smith movie. And we had this in common, and all we wanted to do was just to have fun, tell the story, and like I said, have a laugh or two. And that to me was, more than anything, what was the prevailing joy of it. It was beyond just an actor doing a role. It was really telling a story for someone who we all love very dearly.
They were so sweet. They were like, we came to do a Kevin Smith movie, and I was like, it ain't Clerks, and they're like, damn it. So they were nice about sticking around and doing the one we were doing at the moment.
You can tell you guys are friends in real life.
Oh, that's all. I mean, honestly, I cast the same people over and over again. Like now, anything I do, I'll always ask Ken if he wants to be in it. If he can't, schedule-wise, so be it. But I'll always turn to him like a family member, as I have for the last 30 years. Like Clerks came out 30 years ago and stuff. This flick, though, exists because I bought a movie theater in my hometown. Smodcastle Cinemas is the theater I grew up going to as a kid. So all this stuff that we did in the movie theater, running around, paying for one movie and then jumping from theater to theater, was stuff that I did when I was a kid. And that movie theater, man, there's an apartment above it. So when I'm in New Jersey, like that's where I live. And a filmmaker who lives over a movie theater is adorable. It's like a cobbler who lives in a giant shoe. It's just, it really is a poetic end to my life, but I'm not dead yet. So I'm hoping to die at any minute, because what a great ending it would be. But Ken keeps me alive.
I have to ask, did you sneak into movies when you were younger?
All the time, absolutely. And it was encouraged by my very Catholic parents, because like Hollywood charges too much. You're absolutely right. They would drop us off in the 80s, and like they didn't care about children that much. They would drop you off at a multiplex, and you'd go see the first movie, and then he'd pick you up at midnight when you've seen 4 other movies after that. And you were rewarded for that. Your parents weren't like, how could you do such a thing? Like, how many did you see? You're like 5. They're like, way to go. And that's why I wound up in the movie business. I had to pay back for all the years that I stole from them. Because I don't know if you know this, but Nicole Kidman told me in front of a movie once that there's magic or whatever.
You know your mom is watching like that's enough, Kevin.
Yes, my mom, oh, believe me, my mom's been saying that since 1970.
All right, one more time for Ken Jeong and Kevin Smith, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. This was a lot of fun. And by the way, the 4:30 movie is available on digital right now.